Hello, hello. Today we're going to take a look at functions, and this tends to be a somewhat difficult topic, or at least confusing. Maybe because this is kind of the first time, or one of the first times, you actually have to look at letters in math, but it really isn't that hard. Well, easy for me to say, I suppose. But let's take a look. I already kind of pre-prepared this, so a lot of things here already. First and foremost, top left here, you see a grid. If you don't remember how a grid works, I highly recommend you go and find the video I made some time ago about grids, X's and Y's. So I don't want to take the time to explain that again, but well, short, I guess. The horizontal line here at the bottom, that's the x-axis, and the one that goes vertical is the y-axis. So x and y. Remember, this is only 25% of the full thing. This is positive, positive. It's bigger than that. There's something down here, something over to the left above here, and left below. But anyways, watch the other video. So functions. A function can basically look something like this. Y equals 2x. And you may think that looks weird. Well, maybe, but it's not that hard. So this is the way I learned it when I was in school. This is what my teacher did. So my teacher drew this, which is basically like, imagine a machine. You have something here where you have an input. So you put something in here, and after something happens in the machine, something comes out this end. So far so good. And because we're kind of going to be using the grid here, you may ask, but what is x? Well, technically x can be any number we want it to be. However, we don't want to complicate our lives. So if we look at the grid we have available here, we have x values from 0 here, going all the way up to 10. Obviously, you can draw a grid that is much bigger, so you can have x go up to 1,000,000 if that's what you want, but we'll keep it simple for now. So the first number I have, well, that is 0. So I can go and say, okay, here's a 0. I'm going to put that into the machine for x. So in the machine we have the 2x. So that's 2 multiplied by x. So because I put 0 in as the value of x, I say 2 times x, or 2 times 0 now, which is 0. So if x is 0, y is also 0. That's why I drew this thing at the bottom, to see what happens to my numbers. Now let's say instead I put the number 1. What is then 2 times x? Well, x is 1, so 2 times 1 is 1. Sorry, that's not right. 2. It's 2, of course. So if x is 1, y is 2. What if I put 2 in there? 2 times 2, that is 4. So if x is 2, y is 4. And you can continue this for as long as you want. Normally you want to do this at least 3 times, and depending on your numbers you might want to do it more, but let's say 3 times for now. So now that I have this here at the bottom, I can also use it to draw a graph, which, depending on what you're doing, might be useful. So let's go and do that. And I want to change the color to orange, let's say. So the first one, x is 0 and y is 0. So on my grid here, where are those two the same? Well, correct at the same time. Well, that's actually down here. So my first point is 0.0. That's there. Then the next one, x is 1. So x is 1 there, and then y is 2. So that is here. That's my second point. The third one, x is 2. So that's here. But y is 4, so we go up to y is 4. So now I have the 3 points. And this is also where having more normally makes it easier, because if you made a mistake somewhere in the math, it's easier to find it if you do it like this. So basically I can use this to draw a line. So I can also use it to kind of guesstimate the next. Okay. Let's try that again. I lifted and I ran out. Well, I'll have to kind of stop it there. But you can see the line is a straight line that goes through your points. So following the line, you can also be like, well, I still have to extend the line. Let's extend it a little bit. So it's going to be something like that. So if I don't want to keep doing the math here, I can use my line. So for example, I can go, okay, what if x is 5? I just go to x is 5, I go up to where the line is, and then go over to the left. Oh, that means y is 10. So x is 5, y is 10. So I use my line to get my results. So this is pretty much how it works. A couple of little hints, I suppose. And let's draw another one here. Keep the orange. Let's say 3x plus 2. So what we can kind of see here, actually, the number you have in front of the x is how steep your line is going to be, which basically means every time you go 1 out on x, it goes 3 up on y. So the bigger the number in front of x, the steeper the number is, the steeper the line is. It can never, well, it can under one circumstance, but other than that, it can basically not be vertical. But the higher the number, the steeper it is. So if you had 100x, that means when you go out to 1, y is going to be 100. So the line is really, really steep. So that's a little bit of a trick, I suppose. Now the whole number here, no x's or other things, it's just plus or minus a number. That is where that line crosses the y-axis, because that's where, if x is 0, the line is going to touch. So that gives you a little bit of help as to what it is. Remember, you can also have negative numbers. So if you have a minus 3x, the line is, instead of kind of going up as you go out the x-axis, it's going to be going down. And if instead of plus 2, it's negative 2 or minus 2, well, it crosses in the minus, so it crosses below where you see it right now. So this is basically how you use functions. Recommendation here, take it slowly, don't do it fast. And if you don't know how to use the grid, definitely study up on that before getting to functions, because if not, you're going to do it wrong. You might do the whole math, the 2x, the 3x, whatever, correctly, but then you draw it incorrectly. So we don't want that. So take your time, do the math, and just substitute that x for whatever number you choose, and choose the numbers you have on your grid. Don't choose other numbers. That doesn't really benefit you, even though you technically could. But if you have to draw it, choose the numbers that make your life easier. That's just my recommendation. Anyways, I hope that was useful, and thank you for watching.